Hi there, my name is the Drama Goat, and today I'm here to share about my intermediate public speaking curriculum. This curriculum is designed to immediately follow my beginning public speaking curriculum, so be sure to check that out. So in my beginning public speaking curriculum, we get an introduction to public speaking, movement, breath support, posture, all those introductory skills, and then you do an informative speech, a persuasive speech, and a demonstrative speech. In my intermediate public speaking curriculum, we go more into depth, including how to make a visual aid and just speeches that are fun or speeches that students might have to write in real life, in addition to those mentioned in the beginning public speaking curriculum. So when you purchase this product, you will receive a zip folder that you download. And inside that zip folder is going to be everything you'll need to execute the intermediate public speaking curriculum. You'll find the document that's called curriculum. That's right there. I have pulled up right here. And this is going to be your scope and sequence to execute this curriculum. That means you'll look at this document to figure out what you're going to do each day in the sequential units, as well as teaching tips and other tricks. So as you can see here on page 2, we have a calendar. So we start off the semester by doing a get to know you unit and reviewing impromptu speaking. In the second week, we review breath support and diction. Week 3, we start an informative speech with a partner. So we research, write, rehearse, and present that. And then starting in week 6, this is where we get to the fun speeches or the speeches that students might have to write in real life. So we start with a wedding speech unit, which is super fun. You can give, a best man speech, a maid of honor speech, father of the bride, for a real wedding, a celebrity wedding, a character's wedding, just whatever you want to do. So it's a really fun, creative unit. Next, we have a persuasive speech to your local school boards. The students can write this and pretend, or they can do it for real with issues facing your school or district. So that's always a fun way to get them involved in your local political sphere at the school board level. In week 11, we have an awards ceremony speech. So this is another creative unit where they pretend they're winning some sort of award. They can win a Grammy, they can win a Tony or an Emmy award, or, a best student award, and fictionally, and they can write a speech about how they would accept that award. We have a villain soliloquy speech, which is really fun. Students get to come up with a villain or use one that already exists from TV or film or drama, and they get to write a soliloquy for that villain. So soliloquy is just kind of a long speech. It can be, the villain's backstory, why they're evil, or just, anything that the student really wants to write. It's just another creative unit. And then we end the semester off with a unit on motivational speaking. There's also a greatest speech of all time or research and analysis unit that's in there. So they evaluate what makes a great speech. And then we end the semester with more public speaking skills analysis and some games that review and hone those skills. So let's go more into depth. We will use the Getting to Know You Impromptu Speaking Review unit as an example of how all the units are structured. So as you can see, every unit within this curriculum that I mentioned just now has the duration. So this is how long that unit is going to last you approximately. Of course, your pacing is going to vary based on your group of students and, your school schedule and other parameters like this. But this is really just a guide, the duration part. Every unit has learning objectives. So this is what students are going to learn during that unit, just the goals for it. And then we get down here to lesson sequence. So as you can see, this table has day by day what you're going to do that day in class in the order you're going to do it. And I have every day starting with a writing response. You might call this a bell work question or a do now. It has different terms in different academic institutions, but I call mine a writing response. So it's a quote or a question that has to do with the topic of instruction that day. So it leads directly into what you're going to be learning. It's relevant. And I like to start my classes off with that, so I have that listed. You don't have to do it, but it's right there, and it's also in the lesson sequence as part of the lesson. There are also, as you can see right here, teaching notes throughout. So here, for example, I have listed a website you can use to generate small groups that I use all the time. So it's just kind of a helpful tip and trick type things that I've learned in my time teaching public speaking. All of the videos that I have included with this curriculum have transcripts available with them in that zip folder. So you'll just find that by corresponding name. It's not going to be super grammatically correct because it's just copied and pasted from the YouTube transcript. But that's a great way to provide accommodations and modifications for your students with disabilities or other learning challenges. I have another thing of teaching notes here. We also review breast support right there. Each unit has a list of materials that you're going to need to execute that unit. Grouping, so what kind of groups are students going to be working at? Is it going to be whole group instruction, individual, independent practice? What type of grouping? So I have that there. Modifications and accommodations are a list of ideas to support your students with disabilities or other learning challenges or social challenges, whatever it might be. And then each unit has an assessment. So in this case, it is a rubric for this unit. We move on to the diction unit, which we do next, and it's right there. So we have the learning objectives right there. And then it's structured in a similar way. I hope this gives you better insight into what my intermediate public speaking curriculum is all about. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I also want to stress that I offer my combination of the beginning public speaking curriculum and the intermediate public speaking curriculum as a public speaking bundle. You'll see right here. You save, I think it's 15% or $35 right here if you buy the bundle. And this is a year's worth of public speaking instruction for the entire year for less than $200. So I think that's a really great deal. I also want to point out that many of the units in this intermediate public speaking curriculum are also sold separately. This is the best deal, especially since it's in sequential order that builds off of previous units. But those are all linked in the product description below here that you'll find. Let's see. Oh. Starting right there, so I'll be sure to link that. Again, if you have any questions or need any support, please email me. My email is thedramagoat1@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening to this in-depth preview of my intermediate public speaking curriculum. Have a wonderful day.